This video is a little bit different today. Today what I want to talk about a little bit is the future of the channel, some of the projects that are upcoming, and this new set. So let's start with the set because that's what I'm excited about. First of all, I've wandered around the living room and tried the kitchen a couple of times for filming. I have a problem. I live in a 672 square foot house. I really can't have a permanent set. I have to have something that I can tear down and set up fairly quickly and easily. So I actually film everything. I have a Canon 5D Mark II, if you're interested, is my camera. But I film everything on I use a little TV tray as my writing table. I have another TV tray sometimes I pull in. And that's pretty much it. So I do own two cameras because I do some photography on the side. I used to make money at it, but now it's basically donated to the local paper. But anyway, so I have the equipment, sort of. Not audio equipment. I do not have that. And I don't have a very high-powered computer. A decent computer, but not a high-powered computer for doing all this stuff. But anyway, I kind of like this set. I'm going to try it out. I may try a little shifting so I'm less diagonal. Now that I'm looking at this on the computer monitor, I'm not so much of a fan anymore. But I have behind me here, sorry if I get blurry, this is a whole bunch of ink. In fact, it is full of ink. On the other side of these envelopes, more ink. This is some paper, some Tomoe River paper and other random paper, including some photo paper. This box here is totally full of ink. And this box here, I would like to make full of ink, but I haven't quite figured out the actual mechanical process for accomplishing that. And I have another box of ink over there somewhere. So what I'm kind of thinking is I'd like to get these bottles of ink out in the open. I'd let up here probably. I'd kind of like to have my paper look more photogenic. Maybe move some books onto this shelf here. I have many bookshelves around the house, so yeah, let's get some more books on the bookshelf and maybe just hide the paper. So we'll see. I figure that makes good background. The lamp here is kind of cool. It's one of the first pieces of home unnecessary stuff I ever bought in my life, and I still own it. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. So set, yeah. And I like this particular location because I have a window right, oops, you can't see my finger. We'll point with this hand. I have a window right there. I have another two windows right over there. If I ever want to film in the dark, at night in other words, I actually have really good lighting right there. Can't see my finger again. Doggone it. I have really good lighting right there, and I can hide another light right over there, and maybe turn this on if I have to. So I have good lighting available in this particular setting. I used to like standing in the doorway to my kitchen, but I don't know, it wasn't the best. I also tried sitting on the couch, but I really don't like sitting on the couch and filming. And one video you'll find I even filmed sitting on that seat over there with the windows behind me, but that was terrible. So I'm going to try this as a set. It's easy to tear up and sit down because my living room was just kind of a few feet too long. Not enough room really for furniture, but I can leave some filming stuff here if I want. Neighbors will probably think I'm spying on them. So yeah, add to the gossip in the neighborhood. All right, so some of the other changes you're going to see, I'm going to, with my writing samples, I think they're going to end up looking the same on video, but I'm going to add some extra stuff to them because I'm looking at starting a web page. Now, I actually own a URL, but there are some difficulties with the URL that I'm currently working through, so we'll just hold off on that puppy. So I'll give you the URL when I have the thing working. But anyway, I'd like to put the writing samples online, maybe a few photographs of the pen. Now, I don't own a macro lens because my photography is landscapes and sports. I don't really do close-ups, so I don't know if I'll be doing good close-ups of the pens even then, but we'll see. But anyway, I'd maybe put more on the web page. I'm not, this is not a channel where I do in-depth anything with the pens. But one change I want to make, I want to start putting all my writing samples in a single notebook, an Apica notebook. And that way I will have a record. It'll still be consistent paper. So you'll see that, not with the next review, because the next review is already filmed. It's a Waterman Hemisphere. Ta-da! But after that, I'm going to start using the Apica notebook. And so I just kind of want to put some more detail on that. So upcoming with this channel, I have more pen reviews coming. So I already told you a Waterman Hemisphere I filmed, about 2 months ago. I am at my last review, so I need to film some more now. I have been super busy, and I knew I was going to be busy. That's why I filmed a whole bunch. And no, I was not wearing the same shirt week after week after week because I don't shower ever. I was wearing the same shirt because I filmed them all in a single day. But I'm going to be filming reviews of all these guys. So I have, real quick, this guy, TWSBI Classic, which I've actually owned for a few years. I just never thought to film a review of it, apparently. We'll talk about that guy in a second. It's my surprise. Muji something or other that I've had for a while. I kind of like. I see Stephen Brown beat me to the punch, but whatever. Still filming it. Hero 616. Pilot Kakuno, which I may be pronouncing incorrectly, but I will look up the pronunciation before I film her review. And it smiles at me. Like I said, you've got a Waterman Hemisphere coming this Thursday. I do need to photograph the close-up with the ruler because I discovered I had not. So that's the only thing missing from that review. So I'll do that while the light lasts. Pilot Varsity, because, all this time, why have I not filmed the Pilot Varsity? Retro 51 Tornado, which is a surprisingly awesome pen. And a Schmidt Intrinsic Technology something or other fountain pen that I kind of like. So I'll be filming all those reviews in the upcoming weeks. I actually have a busy week this week. So, yeah. Good thing I still have that Waterman Hemisphere done. But I'm in my civilian life where I'm not reviewing fountain pens. I'm also a science teacher. I am Science Olympiad coach, which is new this year. Yearbook advisor, new this year because some teachers decided to leave. So that got given to me. So I'm all of those, and that's just been really eating my time up. But we have our regional Science Olympiad on Tuesday, and after that, even if we make it to state, my time is going to ease up because instead of building and creating, the kids are going to be perfecting. So, yeah. So other things I have planning coming soon is paper. I have a number of notebooks. I have this really cool, just out of reach notebook. It's a pearl, I don't know what even to call it, but it opens. It's kind of like a binder, but more like a notebook. You'll have to see it to believe it. I forget what it's called. Apica notebooks, of course, different kinds of paper, Tomoe River paper, Rhodia paper, so on. I don't do many ink reviews. I've never done an ink review, but I might do a couple. I find them hard to watch, so I have to figure out how to do one if I'm going to do it and make it not be boring. Let's see. Pen rodeos. They take a lot of time, but I like the idea of comparing different pens, so expect some of that. Expect some of the science of pens. I'm a science teacher. I have a degree in physics. I like this stuff. So I'm weird. And I kind of set this guy aside. I bought an expensive pen. Now I will admit I bought it used. The Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age. Expect an excessively long review of this pen soon. I love this thing. I don't want to set it down. I just want to hold it. Don't be creepy. And I've learned a little bit about YouTube. There's a channel page. Who knew? I thought that was just automatic, but apparently I can do stuff to my channel page. So besides me finally starting a website and a blog, because like I said, I do own a URL, I'm going to improve my welcome page. I just need to find the time to do it. But yeah, welcome page on YouTube, finally. That's kind of exciting. So I guess I'll have to film a welcome video. Maybe I'll do that yet today while the lights... Can't see my fingers while the light's still here. All right, and this is great light. I mean, wow, what a beautiful day. I've spent my day correcting tests and catching up on stuff, and I'm finally taking a break, and what do? Go outside and frolic in the sun? No, I film pen stuff. All right, so on to the review thing. I was actually, just give you a real quick why I'm into this. I was actually inspired into these pen reviews. I once started filming a pen review, and I'm like, wow, you're terrible. So I quit. Then I watched a video by Stephen Brown, which I'm going to put the link down below because maybe it'll inspire you too. Stephen Brown did a video on why aren't you filming pen reviews? And I thought, because I'm boring? But who cares? It's a pen review. Of course it's boring. So he got me to do it, and by a weird coincidence, like, he probably wouldn't have been enough all by himself, but at the same time, I had just won a contest by Noodlers Inc. for one of their prototype Nippon sets. Now, I had an awful video for that, but you know what? That was part of why I didn't get into pen reviewing right away. But I just thought, everybody's going to want to see what a Nippon set looks like, explained by somebody who is not Nathan Tardif. So I filmed my very first review on July 3rd, 2014 with that. I am up to 61 pen reviews, which should tell you I'm not doing one a week the way I should be doing, but semi-regularly. I actually have 110 total videos, although a few of them are hidden from view because when I started doing my YouTube channel way back in 2007 or 2008, I used a little bit of copyrighted music in a few videos, so I've hidden them because now I understand the ethics of that a lot better than I did back then, because I've grown a lot. I filmed my first few reviews with an iPad. First I'd set the iPad in front of me on the table, talk, and then I would hold it in my hand while I'd film my writing samples and such. That was awkward and, not really high quality and, so on. So I started using this guy because I actually owned this all along. Started using the Canon 5D. Then I got a microphone to make it a little bit better. And, I've just slowly been improving. Right now I'm looking at purchasing a new microphone, but we'll get to that. I am, to my surprise, I'm up to, let's see, statistics, 307, I'll just hold this off screen so I can hold it closer. 307 subscribers as of right now, 110 total videos, 61. Okay, one thing I've learned about cameras since starting this, slightly off the topic, you might notice a little jump there. I have learned that regular cameras like a Canon 5D Mark II are not designed for video. So the sensor overheats. I just overheated the sensor. So when you film too long, that's what happens. So I had to let the sensor cool off and restart. So where was I? Donations and sponsors. I have, so far, I've never taken a donated pen. I've always reviewed pens that I've personally purchased with my own money. I've had offers over the years. I've kind of been about them because I just nervous about having somebody else's pen. And I know some people just get all worked up and bent out of shape about, like, if this reviewer takes a donation from Goulet Pens to review their pen, and even though they're going to send it back, is it an honest review then? And I've always been nervous about that. But I'm to the point now, I think I would be more open to it. I'm not in this to make money. I'm in it because I enjoy fountain pens. But, there's only so many you can try. Like, Omas just recently went out of business, and I've always wanted to try an Omas Ogiva with the extra Flexibile nib. And, I actually had one in my shopping cart, and I looked at it and thought, wait a second, that's not a pen you want, that's just a pen you want to try. So I took it out of the shopping cart, and now you probably can't buy them anymore. And yeah, I guess that makes me part of the reason Omas went out of business, because I've never bought an Omas pen, but you know what? They've never given me a reason to want to buy one. I'd like to try one. Maybe after I try it, I'd want to buy one, but it is what it is. Visconti, on the other hand, got me excited enough to buy a used one, so there is that. All right, so yeah, I might be open to that. I'm a small channel, so advertising's pretty pointless on this channel. I have not tried that. Maybe someday. But what I'm really interested in closing all this with is why I got into this and why I'm continuing to do it, why I'm at 61 pen reviews. I got into this because my niche, as I see it, is the short review. There are long 25-minute, 30-minute, even longer reviews online of fountain pens. If I'm really interested in a pen and I want to know all the nitty-gritty about a pen, then yes, I am interested in a long review like that. But I see myself as more the short-form review, the quick 5-minute, because that's usually my goal, the quick 5-minute, is this a pen I want? What's a little bit about it? If I'm interested in it, I will go on and watch the long 25-minute review about a pen. Yes, a few pens get me excited. I guarantee this guy's going to be more than 5 minutes. But in general, I aim for about 5 minutes. the short review. And yes, this video has gone on forever, but that's been my niche. That's how I see it. Get a taste for it, find out if you want to explore further or not. Okay. I am excited about fountain pens. I've owned fountain pens since 4th grade when I bought my first one, a Parker Vector. I love to write. I mean, that's my thing. I do to relax and to think and to just get away is I write my novels. Someday I'd like to publish one if I ever can write one that's not garbage. That's just kind of a goal of mine. I love to write. I like a nice tools that help me write. Ink color excites me. Ever since I was little, if I go into a stationery shop, it's just like, whoa, and the sky opens and it's beautiful. It's always excited me. I love doing it. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm sharing great writing instruments. And yeah, I get that excited about pens. I mean, I've always had this weird sickness where even if it's not fountain pens, I've bought pens on a regular basis that I don't need. It's a thing I do. I've gotten good at actually having a budget for it and a plan and so on, but it's just a thing I do. I've always done. I can't explain why. So anyway, my niche is the short review. Now, a couple other things about doing these reviews is I've learned a lot about myself. Not just about pens, but about myself. One of them is eye contact. I still struggle with it because I look down here at my monitor to make sure I'm in focus and in frame, but eye contact. So I'm looking at the camera because I can't actually see you, but I've learned how important it is to actually look at who you're talking to. I've gotten better at that. That's stage presence. I've really gotten that out of filming these reviews. Another thing I've gotten out of it, I said I was inspired by Stephen Brown. Well, Matt Armstrong got me thinking about quality. Now, Matt Armstrong and Stephen Brown probably have no clue who I am because I'm a very small channel. But they both inspired me. I picked up things. So that's why I switched from using the iPad to using this guy, the Canon 5D. I've even thought about, because I do own a Canon Rebel, having a second camera and doing the rating samples over here or something. But, 672 square foot house, I just don't want to set all that up. I can't, because then I have to tear it all down. So it's not going to happen. But presenting myself, I once filmed 3 reviews in a row one weekend. Watched the first one. Well, guess what I'd had? I'd had spinach for supper. This pasta spinach chicken bake thing that I made. Right here on this tooth was a big blob of spinach. It was there in all 3 of you. So, trash them. So I've learned, actually look at yourself. How are you presenting yourself? It matters. Okay. Learning to speak. Did you hear me just go, I used to be really guilty of that all the time. Seeing myself do it on video really makes me say, oh, stop it. Don't use those verbal fillers. That's terrible. So I've improved a lot with them. I'll have this tendency to stammer when I get ahead of myself, and I'll just repeat like a syllable over and over again. And I've caught myself doing that on video, and I usually edit those out, which is why you don't see them. But, I'm more self-aware that, hey, squirrel, you're stammering. How do I present myself, coming across as confident, avoiding the monotone? I'm pretty sure I got monotone for a while there in this video, but, again, getting more aware of your monotone. How do you present yourself? Do you come across as a confident person? Do you come across as kind of tentative and weak? That's important. And as a teacher, that's important too. How do I present myself to the kids? So I'm learning just by doing this, how do other people see me? One thing I've learned is to stay on topic. Don't waste time. If I start rambling off topic, if I'm reviewing a Visconti Homo sapiens, I really shouldn't be rambling on about my feelings on Mont Blanc or expensive pens or gold nibs. Talk about the Visconti Homo sapiens. If I want to review something else or discuss another topic, film a video. Heck, that's what the driving videos are for, so I can ramble. So stay on topic. That keeps me within the 5 minutes. And you know what? If you're off topic here, but as a teacher, kids don't like getting their time wasted. If I'm going to teach them a lesson about ideal gas law, talk about the ideal gas law. Don't waste their time with a bunch of other stuff. And sometimes stories help people remember stuff and all that. I don't want to get into teaching techniques, but, stay on topic. And then, after I film the review and work on presenting myself and lighting and so on, I've learned a lot about cameras, the technical side of this. Like I've learned this works better at a 1/50th when I film my reviews. That's my speed. I've learned, yeah, this lens here, I can have an aperture of an f-stop of 1.4. That's too narrow. I need it deeper. So I need to bump up the ISO. I've learned not to fidget, although I was fidgeting there. I don't talk with your hands so much because that's really awkward, but don't be a rock that just sits there still and calm. You know, move around a little bit, so be a little bit interesting. So the technical side of it, lighting. When I film at night, how to adjust these artificial lights. That's part of why I moved here. I've learned to edit. Not everything I say needs to necessarily make it onto the final film. I cut a lot of bits and pieces out. And I usually, and speaking of that, you might have noticed I've gotten so I overlay close-ups onto the video. Learning how to use iMovie and cover up those jumps where I edit something out by throw a picture over top right there. Putting them in where I want. Planning ahead so it's in here. You know, the outline is nice, but it's also nice to just have an idea as you're talking what you're going to do every time. So I've learned a lot of technical things. It's been interesting also. Now, I live in southwest North Dakota, so, you know, where am I going to go? I don't meet fountain pen people, ever. It's North Dakota. Who comes to North Dakota? Now with the oil prices down, nobody's even coming here to drill for oil. So I pretty much rely, my contact with the fountain pen world is through the comments section on here. So that's been kind of neat. Meeting people and seeing other reviewers and getting an idea what I'm doing. So yeah, in conclusion, I just encourage you, now if you see something specific, let me know. I know sound is one of the things I need to work on. And one of the other things I'd say is, if you're not filming reviews, it doesn't have to be fountain pens, why not? You know, there's a niche for everything. My boring driving videos have a little niche of people that are interested in them. My garden videos, nobody likes them, but I put them up anyway because they have their little niche. Maybe you have your niche that you're good at. And that's what I would encourage you to do. You really learn a lot about how you present yourself. And that carries over into real life. Useful. So with that said, I'm going to close now, but I thank you for watching. And we'll see you on Thursday with a review of the Waterman Hemisphere. Bye-bye.